Hey there, good evening everybody. Thanks for stopping into the channel. Figured kind of out and about. It's nicer weather out here and I wanted to get some cleaning done in the garage. As you can see, it's kind of nasty out here. So figured I'd go live and hang out with you guys tonight. Do a little bit of cool stuff out here. Enjoy the nice weather instead of hanging out down in the freaking dungeon basement and all. So what is everybody else in here up to tonight? I'm gonna bring all this up here on my phone so I can see some chat at the same time. There it is. There we are. Ground movement, what's up, buddy? So, yeah, this weekend's been actually pretty nice. I'm doing pretty good, RJ. Doing pretty darn nice, hanging out. Kind of having a little bit of a lazy weekend, not really doing a whole lot. Did some video stuff with the jump pack reviews that I just did, and aside from that, not a whole lot. It's nice just having, you know, a time to just kind of chill out, hang out, not really do anything, be a couch potato for a day. I mean, it happens, right? And that is one of the, I guess, subjects that I kind of wanted to bring up tonight. Is I've been talking to a lot of people online who are really affected by what's going on right now in the industry. It's been shaking a lot of trees lately. Slacking is for rich people. Yep. I mean, we can slack every once in a while. Speedy Chick, what's up, man? I am actually gonna bring that up, Voltage Drop. Chat, yep. That is the first thing that I wanted to talk about tonight. The corporate letter that a lot of Nissan dealers put out. I don't know if it was a lot of them or just the one. Do you know or not whether it was or not? I just saw the one from the Lysa something, whatever place. Anyways, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Jerry Lynn Nissan. That's the one. Yep. Good old Jerry Lynn Nissan. So, if you guys have not seen, I'm going to bring this up and kind of show it to you here. See what you guys can see out of this one. Maybe it'll focus here for you. But anyways, this is the letter that they handed out to their employees. And I'm going to go through this one, kind of go through it for you. And just imagine this was the shop or dealership that you guys work for. Times are tough, you know, working in a bigger dealership, you're already kind of a number in the system, so it kind of sucks there. Number one, they handed out this paper and terms of employment modifications, like this is what you're getting and this is what you're gonna like, whether you like it or not. Number one, you have to initial every single one of these to keep your job. I know there's a lot of laws that they're, I believe, breaking on this, but yeah. First one says, I work at my own risk. I realize that I may become ill with COVID-19 or another illness. So pretty much, you're probably going to get sick, so you can't bitch to us about it. Number two, no implied paid sick days or sick leave. Any that you had will be permanently discontinued. So if you had sick time, which it sounds like they did, permanently done for. We are not doing sick time anymore. You can't get that. Number three, no paid vacation days will be granted through December 31st, 2020. You may still take the allotted vacation time as stated by the manual, but it will be unpaid. So if you had vacation time that you haven't used yet, you're able to take that. That's fine, but you're not going to get paid. No paid vacation for the rest of 2020 because, you know, us as a business, we suffered through this and we probably, you know, got the bailout check or the small business loans, but you know what? You guys are going to be the one that suffers. Yeah. Yes, that is Ryobi stuff behind me. So we'll see when Shaka comes in. I'm sure he will. He'll remind me of how much trash it is. And I can see this is how much trash that you have to deal with today, Shaka. All right, moving on. Number 4, 401k employer match to be discontinued through December 31st, 2020. The 401k employer match will be reevaluated after that point. So, if you have 401k, which a lot of people do, the employer matches quite a bit on it, and they're not going to do it anymore. No go. There's Shaka. Hey, look at this one. Look at all this Ryobi. You can look at it all night tonight. All night. Look at that. I appreciate it, buddy. So anyways, no 401k. We're not going to match any of it the rest of the year. You can put whatever you want into it, but we're not giving you any of it. I don't want to do that. I'm working. Come on, people. These people are killing me. All right, let's see. So 401k, they will not do anything with. Number 5, there will be more modifications to employment, and employment benefits may be forthcoming and deemed as necessary. So pretty much after this point, we're going to probably come up with some more shitty rules, laws, and regulations against you guys working here to dock your pay. We might even take your pay scales down after this point. And again, you're signing this line right here that says you're going to agree to anything else that we put forth after this. How much crap is that line? I wouldn't be signing this from a 10-foot pole with somebody else's name. This is the stupidest thing ever. And the real kicker to the mechanic's gut. Number 6, sales consultants will be given a guaranteed $1,500 per month. Any commission earned over and above that $1,500 guarantee will be added to the sales consultant's monthly pay. So out of all this, the sales consultants, the sales guys up front, get a guarantee, because we feel bad for the sales guys. They lost all their sales for like 3 weeks. They're so vulnerable. I feel bad for them. Yeah, that box is made with wheels. They would not have a single freaking mechanic if it were up to me. And if anybody hears from them, I am all for supporting these guys 100%. And I will put anything through and out to that dealership saying how much of a bullshit employer they are. I can't stand having to listen to guys that are treated that way. The employers that they have is just horrendous. It is from a Nissan dealer. Jerry Lynn Nissan was the one of this one. Yeah, they put their technicians, they drop them under the bus wherever they possibly can. I don't know. Let's look this up. We'll do this. Jerry Lynn Nissan. I want to say it's in Alabama, but Jerry. Let's see. Then Nissan. Oh, that is in Bayou Cane, Louisiana. Bayou Cane, Louisiana. Jerry Lynn Nissan. If you guys are in or around that area, I would say to let those people have a piece of your mind. Tell them what you think. Go on to, you don't even have to live in that area. You could probably go on to their review pages on Google and probably hand them a big old ass slap. Yeah. Oh, JC, that guy, he's not going to stop working. You could have, I'm pretty sure you could have a saw blade sticking out of your shoulder and it couldn't come out, whatever. And at that point, it's sticking there. You're like, you know what? I got work to do. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Junk from work in the house. What's happening, buddy? That's the problem. If they were thinking that letter would go public, if they were thinking that they might get, some kind of a handout or some kind of assistance from the government because that letter went public, I'm pretty sure they're gonna feel the wrath of this one. I hope they do. I really, really hope they do. Oh, yeah, that would be horrendous. I can't stand that. These guys, they think they're above the law for, just because they have mechanics. It's bad how much mechanics are just treated like trash day in and day out. And this one is like the top of the shit heap for them. Oh, what happened there? Yeah, it's not legal right now at all. If you look at the COVID-19 thing that they have out for employers, that is not legal one bit for them to do that one. I don't know if they're a right to work state or not. What happened at the Kirkland Toyota? I've heard that story just minorly, but I didn't see the story myself. And you know, they were trying to, from what I heard, they were trying to cover up one of their employees had COVID, and it had spread to a couple of them at that point, and they still had a full schedule of people coming through, and they weren't checking any of their employees coming in either. And I guess it was a pretty rough environment to work in for that one. Everyday Fleet Tech in here. What's up, man? Did you sneak in here without me knowing? Trying to work off my iPad in here. Been out of work since the 31st of March. Was laid off. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. You know, it's a hard time right now. I really am. As long as I'm able to still get the parts, trucks still get fixed. If this ever shakes loose, I'm able to sell some trucks. Should be plenty of radio. Dude, you have more trucks to sell than most heavy-duty truck dealerships that I know of. I'm pretty sure you own more trucks than my dealership owns. If you guys haven't already and you like heavy-duty truck stuff and really cool builds, go and check out JC Smith Projects. He does some pretty crazy stuff. Chops up frames on big old trucks, makes it whatever the heck he wants to pretty much, and fixes stuff as it needs, no questions about it. He even tore apart a good old Duramax engine lately, as much as he really loves Duramax engines, and he'd love to tell you that too. Yeah, Everyday Fleet Tech, you are. Oh, I bet they were furious about that one. If our customers heard that anybody even close to the dealership were to have it, I'm pretty sure the dealership would have to shut down. It would just have to. Creating value. Now that is a good line. That really is. He could have a show on Discovery, but don't think he's full of enough shit. Don't hate too much on the old Duramax. It isn't that bad, buddy. They can be good engines. They really can. Just need a little bit of love. I mean, granted, they need a lot more love than a Cummins does, but they just need a little bit of love. $2 holler. He wants a video on Pico scopes from Kyle Allen. Now, if I owned a Pico scope specifically, Princess Jamie, thanks for joining in tonight. I appreciate it, buddy. If I had a Pico scope, I would definitely do a video. We have a scope in our shop, and I use it quite often, but I don't own a Pico scope. I know it's actually recently just become a kind of essential tool for Chrysler, and yeah, Voltage Drop Diagnostics. He does a lot of Pico scope stuff. A lot of them. Yeah, but in our shop, we don't have a Pico. We have the Snap-on Zeus, which is a 4-channel scope, and that's the one that we use primarily in the shop. And when I say we, I mean me, because I'm the only one in the shop that knows how to use it, or even how to even set it up for that matter, or probably even the only one in the shop that knows that scan tool does it. It's sad that scan tool in our shop is pretty much a code reading paperweight, which is sad in and of itself, but it doesn't get used to its proper abilities, even close to it. I do like the Zeus. The only thing that, from what I've seen on your videos and a couple other guys, is it's a little bit, I guess, more daunting and setting-wise to change the timetables and settings on the actual scope once you get to reading it. But I've kind of gotten used to it for that one. No blue ovals. We're not gonna bring blue ovals into the mix, JC. You can take your Ford land and you go play with your little Ford toys. Oh, I get looked at sideways when he gets a scope out. It's sad. It really is. Once you get a scope out, it's like somebody just pulled out that 40-year-old special tool out of the corner of the special tool shed, and they're like, "What is that? What are you playing with? Are you playing on the computer?" The older guys, we'll say the older generation in our shop, is not tech savvy whatsoever, like in the slightest. So it's hard for them to comprehend a lot of the things that we're able to do with these vehicles right now. The blue oval disease. So a lot of the dealers here, freaking bug, a lot of the dealers here locally have really gone back to pretty much full work here lately. So our dealership, what ended up happening prior to this, like 3 weeks ago, we laid off quite a few people. We laid off our hourly techs, at least in the shop at least. We laid off our hourly techs. We laid off one technician in here in our thing, and then one of our parts department people, a lot of office guys, and they kept the sales staff because, you know, they're not paying them much of anything anyways. So they kept them, and then we also have an RVs section to our dealership. They sell a lot and work on a lot of RVs, and their section is actually bigger than our automotive area is, and they laid off a bunch of technicians there. So in the state of Ohio, they offered the business assistance loans. For receiving those business assistance loans, they were able to get the money for that, and it would not be deemed to be have to be paid back if you had rehired, or had 75% of your prior workforce to the COVID-19 happening. So we had to bring back quite a few people, especially on our RV side, which is kind of odd. We had to bring back like 7 techs on our RV side of things, and now like 6 of them are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, don't have much work. But the dealership ended up getting a small business loan because they had to bring those technicians back to be able to get that loan. So kind of a weird situation. There's a lot of places that are doing that right now. Oh, I believe it, Junk. Oil prices for you guys are like a hard business. You guys have to have that to pretty much survive. And I can't say that I am horribly awestruck by that one. You know, I believe it. Nobody's out and about drawing or anything like that. Hey, Bertrand 850. That is Mr. Dalton in the house. What's up, man? If you guys like cool trucks, like cooler trucks than I have, go check out his channel. He has got one sweet lifted LLY Duramax diesel. I know you other guys are, some of you aren't all the Duramax guys, but he's got one sweet freaking truck. Really, really is. And I'm kind of jealous because he also lives in Florida and has an X3 and is able to drive it around in a nice warm temperature all the time. Everyday fleet tech, he's a little bit on the salty side. He's saying, you guys just, you know, as long as you're a fleet tech, you're good to go. No problem, Dalton. It's good seeing you in here tonight, buddy. I really appreciate it. The military is on a minimum manning until further notice. Yes, they definitely are. They are. They have put a freeze on hiring pretty much anything for their outside hiring for the military. Local recruiters have not been really hitting the streets, we'll say, nearly as much as they have before. And the time we're putting on a guarantee of 76% of the past year's average. That's pretty decent. That's nice, and it's cool. It's cool to see that one. And yes, Junk from Work, I did want to bring up that one also. The tool trucks in our area, they have decided to ramp things back up. They decided to run. They are local businesses, and I feel bad for them. But a lot of the industry saw them as they were the spreading of the disease because, let's be honest, the guys who go on these tool trucks, they're little snot nose picking through tools and stuff. You think they're washing their hands? No, there's some nasty dudes that are touching stuff on that tool truck. So to help fight that, our tool trucks are running. However, they are only allowed to have one person on that tool truck at a time, and when they walk onto that truck, they are required to hand sanitize up, wash their hands right before they come in, and the tool truck guy has to see it, which is pretty nice. His job's been passing out overtime like they're Oprah. You get overtime, you get overtime, you get overtime. That'd be pretty sweet. A lot of guys need that right now. But anyways, our tool trucks are definitely running right now, but like I said, they're only allowing one person on the tool truck at a time, which is, I think it's all right. You know, 90% of the time, at least in this circumstance, the guys aren't wanting to go shopping a whole lot on the truck, so it's not like they're spending a whole bunch of time on there. If they are going onto the truck and for buying stuff, it's because they kind of already know what they want, and they're going on there to just kind of see it or anything like that. My flag hours are personally not suffering right now, and that is pretty much because I am very specialized in my dealership and what I do, and I have, you know, the skills and knowledge to work on anything that comes through the door, and there's a lot of stuff that especially comes through the door for me. I'm going to go back through these and see what I missed. Thinking about buying some Wright tool wrenches. Any thoughts? I've never used Wright tools. I apologize on that one. Normal business this week. Who has the best finger ratchet? The one finger ratchet that I own is from Matco. It is the one that's kind of triangle shaped. It comes with all the little bits and everything in the little kit with it. Does the tool truck guy need to disinfect all tools after each person leaves the truck? Now, that is the other thing, that they have big signs on there that says, please do not finger or touch tools. They make it kind of a funny thing. Don't finger my tools and I won't get mad at you, is the sign they actually put on the truck, which is kind of funny, but it big, you know, bam, sign, don't finger my tools. And so they do that one, and I'm pretty sure he pays attention to what guys are kind of looking at and messing with, and it's just kind of keep that thing in the back of somebody's mind that, hey, if you're on the tool truck, be a little bit more considerate, and, you know, going into this, don't be freaking touching and fingering everything, especially if you're walking in there without gloves. PA is on lockdown still on mandatory masks. That sucks, man. That sucks to actually be forced to do something like that. Let's see. Robert, that's funny. We'll show that one. I don't know, Justin. I don't know if it's illegal, and I also don't know if that's a, I guess, 100% requirement. I know there has been a lot of videos on the internet, especially in California, where the police have been enforcing the mask rule, and if they see you without a mask, they're actually ticketing people. Now, that to me is just kind of asinine. Now, the thankfully, very much thankfully, the police force around here, I know quite a few of them, and the mentality that they have to this is, it's really hard right now, and they have to deal with a lot of people, and they don't want to deal with a lot of people because they don't want to have to touch them or be around them or have to go through their crap. Stephen Doolittle, yes, I do like it. So in that sense, they're not going to go through, and they're not going to purposely look for something for you to be doing wrong. They're not going to be, you know, causing big chaos and trying to stir up a bunch of trouble with a lot of people, especially locally around here. This is pretty much like the Texas of the Northeast. So, you know, people in Ohio, they don't take kindly to being messed with by law enforcement very much at all. We have a lot of respect for our law enforcement, and thankfully our law enforcement has a lot of respect back for us. So that is nice. I do appreciate them being able to do that one. Set this up here. What's your opinion on the Rad Kit Ultra from Snap-on? I actually very heavily looked into that this week, and my dealer got one, and I looked at it, and I saw the price on it, and it was like $500 and some, and I was just, nope, I don't need a diaphragm tool that bad, because I have the S-Rad kit from Snap-on, which, if you guys don't know, that is the vacuum coolant filler kit from Snap-on, which is was the nifty tool of 2019. I have to say that one is pretty awesome, but that new one looks really, really sweet, but not $500 sweet. Gonna have to say on that one. Did you ever buy a CDI torque wrench? No, I did not end up buying another torque wrench. In New York, they're trying to make it where you have to wear a mask when you go into any store. Yeah, thankfully it's not like that around here. Yeah, thankfully around here, we've got protests going on at our capital for not having a plan. The governor, he was really good in the state of Ohio about getting this stuff kind of figured out really, really quick. And there wasn't protests about when things were shut down. There wasn't a whole lot of them at the State House. Now, 3-4 weeks later, the general public is wanting to see some kind of a plan from him or the Ohio state government on reopening things, and they have not been forthcoming and have not been so quick to the gun on thinking about things for that one. The 87-bit socket versus the Capri set. I like the Blue Point one. I have seen that quite a bit, and I have actually been looking into Capri tools a lot more lately. As a matter of fact, I just ordered my first set of Capri tools this week. Yeah, earlier this week, of which I am going to be doing a review on some Capri tools. So I think they're supposed to arrive tomorrow or Tuesday, and it'll be my first set of Capri tools that I've ever reviewed. So maybe stepping into the door with looking on some of those, because a lot of you guys said they wanted me to look at Capri tools. Have I gotten my hands on the new Matco ball joint press yet? I got it, or I looked at it on the truck and I saw all the videos and everything, and it looks really sweet. We have a Mac set at our dealership, and it's one of those things where we don't use it enough to justify buying a whole brand new, $500 or $600 ball joint press kit. So we're not going to end up purchasing another one, even if it is really cool and shiny. The Mac kit that we have works pretty well for what we have, but I do like it. Just ordered the Impact set from Capri. That's pretty awesome. Actually, the tools that I ordered and am going to be doing reviews from Capri are the 1/2-inch drive Impact swivel sockets from them. I really, really wanted to test out and do some comparison reviews of 1/2-inch drive swivel sockets, because I've been looking into them from a long time, and the technology that the different manufacturers have for that specific kind of a socket is kind of crazy, in the differences of design that they have for them. So I purchased the Snap-on set, which I just got it on Friday, and it's, sadly enough, was the most expensive set of sockets I've ever bought. What kit do you recommend for a harmonic balancer, puller, and installer? It really depends on what kind of harmonic balancer that you have, Dalton. If you have one that has the holes in it, that's for a steering wheel puller, a really nice steering wheel puller set that has all the little bolts and inserts for them is a really good thing to get. I have a set from, that's my one other Mac tool that I own. And if it has a 3-jaw puller set, I have a Snap-on 3-jaw puller set for harmonic balancers. But if it is for like 5.7 Hemis, which are a pain in the butt to get to, I don't know on that 6.2 diesel, Dalton, the actual design of the outside, is there a metal around the outside that is not the ribs? Like, are the ribs the farthest point on the outside to be able to grip onto? If that is true, then I want to say it's some off-brand. Pro Tools get something like that. Anyways, it's the professional tools that you can rent from AutoZone. So, weirdly enough, the tools that you can rent from AutoZone, it's the kit that has these teeth that grip into the ribs of the harmonic balancer, grip into that, and then clamp those together, and then has a puller to be able to pull it off from those ribs. in a lot of circumstances, like Hemis, if you don't have the availability to, you can't get the little 3-jaw puller to ever work on those things, like ever. That is the only other kit that I found that works really great on that one. But anyways, yeah, the Capri tools that I ordered was the 1/2-inch swivel impact socket. So I'm going to be comparing Capri tools. I'm going to be comparing Snap-on, which is the most expensive set of sockets that I've ever purchased, ever, which is sad, at $861 MSRP. Now, don't worry, I didn't pay that for them. That would have just sent me into a tool coma. I'm sure it really would have, but their original price was $861. I paid $495 for it, like $475, $495, something like that. But anyways, just shy of $500, and that was the most expensive set of sockets I've ever purchased in my career. It was kind of hard to see that one. Yeah, it was hard. And then I'm actually going to be representing a third one on that one too. I am getting the set from Gear Wrench, their 1/2-inch drive swivel impacts, their X drive, I think is their terminology that they have to the swivel end of that part of the socket. It's their proprietary, whatever part of the swivel to it. Kind of nifty to see. I'm really excited about seeing that one, seeing how that one compares, because the Snap-on obviously has a forged pin design still. So we're going to see how many that one was. How many piece set was that from Snap-on? That was, I want to say it was a 12-piece set. I'm not really sure. Yes, the X core. That is the sockets that I'm getting from Gear Wrench, and I'm going to be doing a comparison review in this one. So going to be some really cool stuff. They were pretty much the top picks of a lot of the tool companies that had those 1/2-inch drive ones that guys are buying. So I wanted to get one, you know, a really expensive one from Snap-on, just to be able to see and show what kind of stuff that they were doing and working with. And then the ones from Gear Wrench were a lot of the guys who are actually having the Gear Wrench trucks out west. They're selling a bunch of them. They were pretty hyped about seeing those different kind of sockets, those X-core designs. And then the Capri tools was what most people are buying for the online sales for those. So pretty cool to see all those. It'll be a really good comparison, I think. If you paid $500 for sockets, it better come with a happy ending. I was hoping to get something a little extra from the, you know, from the Snap-on guy, but he wasn't giving it up. Yeah, it'll be a really good comparison. I'm excited to see that one. The only thing that kind of sucks is, to be honest, I don't have any room for any more sockets in my toolbox. Like, you guys would think that massive toolbox there, yeah, there's not a whole lot of room for sockets. I've actually started putting my sockets that I'm getting into my cart that I'm just pushing around. But that's good, because these 3 sets of sockets, they're going to sit in the cart right there, so they're readily available for me to be able to use and work on. So they're going to be there for pretty much any job, and I'm going to have the reminder like, hey, they're sitting right there, make sure you use these. So I'm probably going to give them a good, we'll say 2 to 3 weeks of use on those, just so I can get a good feel for them. I'm not going to do any kind of unboxing, whatever, or put them on any kind of nifty tools list review or anything until I actually get them, you know, into some in-shop working on that one. So yeah, I bet you will, Chaka. I bet you will. Now, more than likely, what I will do after this is all said and done, I probably will keep one set at work. I will bring one set home, have in the box here, and I will probably give away one set. So maybe looking at the next giveaway on that one. So pretty sweet. I'm excited for it. They were sockets I've been looking for at a long time. Husky ones, a lot of guys around here are using a lot of Husky sockets. They're pretty decent sockets, especially for the money. Pick them up at Home Depot locally. It's another one of those things where, you know, a lot of guys, they're swearing by the sockets and stuff that they get from Harbor Freight. but a lot of it is your location as compared to said Harbor Freight, because honestly, you know, around here, we're like 20 minutes away from a Harbor Freight, and it is not really great. And timing wise, I don't have time to drive 20 minutes, spend like 20 minutes in a store, and drive another 20 minutes back in my day, like at all. So that's why I really don't like using a lot of Harbor Freight stuff. It's known for kind of breaking, and not going to use it. McBake in the house. What's up, boy? He had a pretty eventful live stream last night. He went live for a whole 40 minutes through a cruising, and was able to cruise for 37 and a half feet as a record. How about that? Sorry, buddy. That looked like it was just horrible on there. What do I think of the Knipex, or sorry, gotta say it right, Knipex adjustable pliers? I have the Cobra set of Knipex adjustables, and I love them. I had the 3-piece set. I think it was like the 10 or 12 inch, 9 or 10 inch, and then the smaller one was like a 6-inch set of their the Cobra pliers. Pretty sweet. I do love them. How long have you had the Matco 3/8 locking flex head? Have I had any issues with it? I have had it going on, we're gonna say 6 months. About 6 months. I could look back through the Nifty Tools videos, because I put it in a Nifty Tools video 2 weeks after I got it. So 2 weeks prior to that is when I ended up getting that one. I guess I could look back through. But I have not had a single issue out of it. I have not had a warranty issue at all on it. And it is actually my go-to ratchet when I am in the shop. What's up, LB7 Chris? Good seeing you in here tonight, buddy. So I have not had any issues with that ratchet, and it pretty much has been my go-to. A couple of different reasons. Aesthetically, I'm not gonna lie, I just like the way it looks. The black finish on it, the nice grip. I like having a comfort grip. You guys can say I have pussy hands all you want, but I like having a comfort grip. It's just me. That's just what I end up liking. So I've got that, and I've not had any issues at all with the locking mechanism for the flex head. I really hate that when I did that custom handle, when I put the custom handle on the snap-on ratchet, that I did it on a snap-on locking flex head, because in hindsight, that was the stupidest thing that Snap-on ever did, was make their locking flex head have a spring return on the side of it. The stupidest design I think that Snap-on ever made was their locking flex head design. Let's make this thing so complicated. We're going to put this locking shaft with springs and a detent ball and this extra side slide pin lock into it. Stupidest design. Anytime you have that thing locked to where it can actually flex, the slightest tap of that ratchet on anything at all snaps back in, locks that flex head into place, and it's so annoying. I absolutely hate it. JC says, I have the Snap-on sissy grip ratchets. I don't use them. They're too nice to get dirty. Now, that one I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with getting them dirty, because I know my good little mixture of 50/50 Simple Green and water will clean those things right up to brand new. I can dirty them up all I want. They will come shiny clean. Oh, you're debating on getting a Matco ratchet? Now, the one person I know that has had a bad time with their Matco ratchet was Autobahn Dan. And he did a whole video series. And I feel bad, because I love that ratchet, and I've never had an issue. But his video series that he made on Skippy the Matco ratchet, dude, it had me rolling. If you guys don't know who Autobahn Dan is, he's got a YouTube channel, a little bit bigger of a presence on Facebook and such. Really great guy, does some hilarious stuff. But he did a whole video series on Skippy the Matco ratchet, and he's like, here, we're gonna make this thing better. So he took the Matco ratchet apart, and he took Skippy peanut butter and like slathered it, smeared it inside, shoved it together. It was hilarious. I recommend you guys need to go look for Skippy the ratchet from Autobahn Dan and have a look at it. It will leave you rolling. I liked it. What's up, Chris M? Also, another fellow Mopar guy slash YouTuber. Gonna vote Ron is taking Rust Belt's wife out. Actually, Ron is inside doing things on his computer right now, and my wife and Ron's wife are actually there's a sweatshop going in my house right now, like 20 feet from me. There's like pretty much a sweatshop. They've got my kitchen table is totally taken up with all kinds of fabrics and patterns and sewing machines and all this kind of stuff. They are actually making hat things, headbands, and face masks for people locally. They're selling them on Facebook just for pretty much donations, because around here people do have, the right to be prepared for the COVID-19 stuff, and if they want to feel like they should, have a face mask in this time, they felt that, people shouldn't have to worry about spending so much freaking money on those things, so they are sewing away inside, making a whole bunch of face masks for people for donations locally here. So pretty cool there. Snap-on comfort grip sucks. Always slip off, but I put 2 handles on it so far. I don't have that much of a problem with my snap-on comfort grips. Now, I really like that when I made that one with the instant grip from the screwdrivers and put that on a ratchet, that was pretty sweet. I like that one a lot. It was pretty awesome. I wish they came out with one. I just got bigger hands, so I don't know, having that bigger grip in there always seems to help. Oh yeah, Everyday Fleet Tech. You gotta wait till those come on sale, and that's just like the Mac ones that I was talking to you about. I was looking at getting, looking at getting a Mac one, and I'm wanting to do a review on one still. So I'm keeping my eyes out on getting that Mac guy in here. So if for some reason, Chad, if those ever come off of backorder for Mac, you just let me know, and I'll end up getting one, because I want to do a review comparing a lot of those comfort grip ratchets. But I think when they had the deal on mine, it was the black special edition one, and I ended up getting it for $125 when I purchased it. So I was liking that one. Chris M says he's on the hunt for a new project build. You want a Duramax? You gonna do a Duramax build too? You want a mask with my logo on it? I'm not saying that I'm gonna be even close to even asking them to do one of those. They've got like an order for our local grocery store, the Kroger around here. They're going back to work, bring back a lot of their employees, and they are not requiring but asking their employees to wear masks. So a lot of these new employees going back need masks like pretty quickly for Monday or Tuesday this next week. So they've got like 150 of these masks that need made in there. So like I said, literally like a sweatshop of people sewing away in my house right now. Which cordless ratchet do you like more, the long neck ratchet or the normal one? Honestly, it depends on whichever one has the highest torque to it. I really like my 1/4 inch, which funny enough, I have it sitting right here. I brought it home to work on the side-by-side a couple weeks ago and never brought it back to work. My 1/4 inch long neck ratchet is one of my favorites. Snap-on one. It's one of those tools also in my lineup that I have not and will not go Milwaukee on, because that is the one electric tool that Milwaukee has fallen behind on, is their electric ratchets. I still like the Snap-on ones more. They are better, sleeker, more powerful, don't break as much. I'd have to say so on that one. You want a mask with my face on? No, the mask with just a beard on it. That's what we need, right? You need just a mask that goes from full mask, ear to ear, with just a beard on it. That would be the one. Rust Belt Mechanic logo right in the corner. You have a complete running LMM that's coming out of a truck. That is probably worth, I'm going to say, $2,500 to $3,000 in the market around here. They're pretty well sought after for good blocks.
Did you show my name?
No.
Oh, never mind.
I'm saying I got a sweatshop going on inside the house right now.
Oh yeah, legit.
Love my Mac one. DeWalt battery on it. Yeah. Wear a clown mask the next time you go to the store. So, funny enough, speaking of clown masks, when I took my side-by-side out for the first time, just out on public roads, I went out to a Wendy's for breakfast and went through their drive-through. And you know those snowmobile face shields, that comes all the way up and goes all the way down your neck and everything. I was wearing one of those, not because of the pandemic or anything, but it was freaking cold outside. It was like 30-some degrees, but I was bound and determined to ride that side-by-side because I just got it street legal and I was going to ride it on the street. So I'm wearing this face mask all the way down, and I didn't realize the one I put on, I've got one that is like the creepy Joker smile all the way from side to side. And I pull up at the drive-thru and the lady just looks at me like all kinds of cockeyed and sideways, looking at me like I was ready to rob the place. And I was like, let's see, it's cold out, I'm sorry. But pulling up in my side-by-side in their drive-thru with this creepy clown mask face shield on, it was priceless. We'll have to say that one. It should, JC Smith. I've got a local guy who's actually doing one right now. I'm waiting to see it. But he's putting an LBZ engine in one, so it'll be cool to see. But those engines are pretty sought after for good ones around here, especially ones that aren't really messed with. Guys that haven't put all stupid kinds of stuff with it and been messing around with boosts like I have. Yeah, here's a topic. What boot you all wearing? I run through Red Wings once a year and miss those mechanics wear safety sneakers. Boots wise, I used to go through boots all the time. I had tried boots upon boots all the time. Really did. I tried Red Wings. I tried, there was some kind of weird Doc Sole something that I tried. I tried, what's the one from Walmart? The Walmart brand. God, that's going to kill me. I forget. But I tried one from there. I tried leatherbacks and cats. I tried a set of cats. And all of those, they lasted right around, say, 6 to 8 months, maybe a year. Wolverines, that was the one from Walmart. Tried the Wolverine ones. And they just wouldn't last. The transmission fluid that I work with quite often, it would break those boots down really, really quickly. Funny enough, I try not to be a Snap-on fanboy at all. I like Snap-on stuff, but I'm not going to swear by it like ever at all, hardly. But Snap-on boots, which are from Coastal Boot Company, I know Snap-on doesn't actually make them. From Coastal Boots, I have been wearing Snap-on boots for the last 3 years, and I've gone through 2 pairs of boots. They've lasted the longest. They've stayed the most comfortable. This last one, the sole of it on the inside actually started rolling and fraying on the edges, so I just got a new insole for it, and they're still freaking kicking. Snap-on socks, I will swear by those. All day, every day. I have a pair on literally right now, and that is what is filling my drawers right now, is Snap-on socks. They are the best, most tough to use socks on the lineup. I will definitely swear by those all the time. Cats are the best for shops. Snap-on socks are just, yeah, freaking awesome. We'll scroll back up through this. Funny enough, my boot video will be released tomorrow. Red back boots are amazing. Hey, I mean, if they work for you, they definitely work. Milwaukee tools are out of fashion. You're not cool if you don't have a Mac battery tools now. I'm sorry, we just don't have a Mac dealer, so I can't say that I use much of the Mac tools. Can't say that one. Loves the Carolinas. I've had a pair of Snap-on socks the last 10 months. Yep, I've literally gone. I wear their short ones in the summertime because we're allowed to wear shorts. And then in the wintertime, I wear the long ones, and I literally have a pair on right now. They are freaking awesome. Oh yeah, Clay, he swears by those socks too. You can't beat them. They do not wear out. They don't get holes in them. I have not had to throw away one single pair of Snap-on socks yet. Not one. I kind of awesome. I absolutely love it. Nigel said, I have a question. Senior in high school, been working in an auto shop, but I want to become a diesel mechanic. Got a chance to be an apprentice at a Volvo dealership. Should I go to UTI? Apprentice. If you have the choice, apprentice, definitely. Now, if down the road they would like to send you to school during your apprenticeship, take all that you can from that one because they will pay for it. They will definitely pay for a lot of your training. If they are offering you an apprenticeship to work with a master technician or a very experienced technician, you will learn so much more at a young age, especially in high school. If you have somebody, an apprentice or somebody to be able to look to and learn from, definitely you will learn more from that hands-on experience than you will from school. I went to school, but we also had an apprenticeship program that I was working on simultaneously. Always like that. Speedy Chick, she knows it. CAT program works great. You get the apprenticeship, you get the school all at the same time. Pretty awesome. Yep, the hands-on is where it's at. Now, I know there's some guys that are able to, read and learn from the in-class training, but the majority of the technicians that I have seen been through and trained over the last 5 or 6 years, they learn way more when it comes to the hands-on in-shop training than they do get from the in-school training. Now, as far as Volvo specifically, I can't tell you anything about that one. I'm not in the heavy-duty industry. I don't know a single thing about Volvos. If you have questions about the trucking stuff, ask Clay Kuhn. He is way more knowledgeable on those trucking stuff, or maybe some other guys in here are heavy-duty truck mechanics and operators. I do not know anything about working in one of those shops. But I'm telling you, as far as learning, always apprenticeship over just school alone. Most people are hands-on. Once they get that opportunity to see the difference between the school setting, even with working on things in the lab at school, the benches, it's something nice for them to actually get on there and be able to work and have, this nice fancy transmission that's been apart 37 times. But to be honest, especially as compared to like here in Ohio, once you get to working in the real world, you realize that things do not come apart like they do in the training centers or the shops. You are going to spend usually at least 50% more time than you would at a training center at the shop taking stuff apart because of rusted bolts, nuts, broken off things, aftermarket add-ons that people put in that are in the way. You have to worry about all kinds of stuff. So the hands-on is going to get you a lot more actual real-world experience. No interest in Volvos for JC. See, that's like my Fords. I have no interest in the blue ovals. But those guys that like it, you can have them all day. I heard that Mac 20-volt line was a killer setup. I haven't had the chance or the choice to be able to work with a lot of those newer Mac electric tools, but that's just because I don't really have that opportunity in my area right now. You know what? I need a drink right now. So give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. well, not a whole lot of choice, but I guess Angry Orchard will do. Yeah, they are canceling a lot of classes right now, even still with the pending reopening coming up. And from what I've this last week, I was actually lucky enough with Speedy Chick to sit in on a technician live talk. So they went through Google Hangouts. Was it Kansas City area? The Mopar technicians, they have a Master Tech Club that meets via Google Hangouts, and they're able to talk between all the technician dealers, the training guys, about what's going on in those areas. And they were talking about the reopening of a lot of the training centers and the possibilities of what you might or might not see. So that was kind of cool to see. Hopefully, we get some more of those online training center sessions to be able to talk amongst all the dealers and see and everything like that. Excuse me. Yes, definitely, Speedy Check. I was excited about that one. Being able to bring information, especially sharing information across all these dealerships, I think that's really important to be able to have between everything there. Earlier, Edgardo Rodriguez asked, "What's up with the Chevy? You've been driving it since the toy you got?" Yeah, I drive it like every single day. I'm gonna have to do another video here soon on that one because I have gotten an issue with it. We've got an issue with the fuel injector number 4, which is on the driver's side. I have a small compression leak only at high boost after high boost sessions, and that's like when I'm towing or just messing around with it. I'll hear a little tss, 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 tss out of the driver's side. So one of my injectors have probably lifted and the seal is compromised. So I might be looking into some billet injector hold downs if that's going to be necessary. We tried to tighten them up a bit. Helped for like a day and a half, and that stupid little compression leak kind of came back. Well, LB7 Chris, that one is on hold. So they kind of wanted to be able to have that truck show in June. That is not the case right now. It is on hold. I am definitely going to it when they have it. But as of right now, up in Wisconsin, they have put that truck show on hold because they're not sure about this COVID stuff, the local regulations, if they're even going to be able to have a venue open that's big enough. Because last year we had like 3,000 to 5,000 people show up for that truck show. It was a bunch. So we are kind of holding back on that one. I'm hoping that they still have one later in the year, but we're going to have to kind of wait and see on that one. Now, I hope they have all the car shows and normal things. We got to get back to normal. And that's one of the big things that I'm hoping for, that everything just is able to kind of roll back to a normality. I know it's going to be kind of slow going on. People aren't going to be trustworthy of each other, which, they kind of shouldn't. People are in generally disgusting. But hopefully we get back to some kind of normality. I miss truck shows, going out, grilling out, hanging out with people, going to the movie theater. And tell me that in the comments. Through all this COVID crap, what do you guys miss the most? Me, chips and salsa from a Mexican restaurant, and the movie theater. If you guys don't know something weird about me, I absolutely love going to the movie theater. Been kind of one of those childhood pastimes for me. I go at least 2 to 3 times a month. Love going to the movie theaters. Drinking at a bar with friends. There you go. Yes, Chad, definitely. If he has that 13-inch where locking flex head with the soft grip, definitely get one of those. I'm all about that one. Five Guys. Oh, Five Guys. We don't have it around here, but every time I go to the training center, that is what I literally go out and get every time. Going out to dinner, heck yeah. It's sad right now. Me and my wife, we went out on kind of a date night, and yeah, we just cruised around. We took the side by side throughout the countryside, went through the Dairy Queen drive through, got some blizzards, sat in a parking spot. That was the date. Not really all that kind of great. Eating a steak at a Texas Roadhouse. There you go. Oh, movie theater, playing pool at the pool hall. That's the other thing. We haven't had a good pool hall in this area. We had one go out a couple years back, and we haven't had a good pool hall since then. Yes, the Mexican restaurants. Fresh chips and salsa, some queso dip. Yep, some good enchiladas. Home Depot is closed. Home Depot being closed at 8 p.m. sucks, especially on Saturdays. Ours actually closes earlier than that. Our Home Depot closes at 6:30 here locally because of all this crap. It sucks. Saturday, working on the truck or working here at the house trying to get something done. And like, oh yeah, it'd be really cool. I need some screws or I need some wiring for this. Nope. Nobody's open. The freaking Walmart closes at 7. Home Depot closes at 6:30. What am I going to do? It freaking sucks. Good barbecue. Kyle's got it right there. Now, I will give you one thing that I absolutely had to say that I learned from barbecue. Just before the COVID stuff happened, I went to the tool and technician meet out in Kansas City. And I'd have to say, of all the places that I've been, Tennessee, Texas, all over, Kansas City barbecue was by far the best barbecue that I've ever had in my life. It was the most amazing barbecue, and when I'm talking about amazing, if you don't know what they are, burnt ends blew my mind. Just totally blew my mind on talking about those. Yeah. Miss this stuff. Besides the fact of the hose, like air tools or electric tools, and what do you prefer? What tools do you recommend for air? Air tools, the only air tool that I still use is an air chuck to air up tires and an air hammer. Those are the only two that I still use. I hate the hose. I hate the fact that our air pressure at our shop is spotty sometimes at best, and it spits a lot of water through it. They don't have it evaporated correctly in our shop, so it went through and it chewed up air tools a lot. It's just my situation. We'll have to say that one. But that and the technology of electric tools has come so much lately that it hasn't really been a thing. Miss getting a haircut. Not going to say anything, but I got a black market haircut last night. Just saying, it feels amazing. I went for a long time, and this thing was looking something crazy, dude. It was looking something crazy. Now, Chad said earlier, get my ass to Georgia now. I can't take such nonsense. You talking about your barbecue? I've been to Georgia. I've been to the Atlanta area, and I've had barbecue there. Dude, it didn't match up from what I had in Atlanta to what I had in Kansas City. Dude, Kansas City barbecue. That was the place, man. That was the place. I'm willing to, take any kind of information or briberies. We'll have to say I'll have to go down to the Georgia area and see what's up with whatever holes of restaurants you can come up with. But, man, that barbecue, something else. Live in Columbus, Phoenix. There wasn't really good stuff in Columbus around here. No. Evidently, I must not have. I don't know. It's been, we'll say, since I've been to Atlanta. I went there with a cousin of mine. So it's probably been 4 years. Yeah, been about 4 years since I've been there and had barbecue in Atlanta. Telling you though, man, the thing that blew my mind was burnt ends. I didn't understand it, didn't get it because it's not a thing here in Ohio. But burnt ends, that's where the stuff's at. Let's see. Be nice to take a shit and have toilet paper instead of using like paper towels or napkins. You know how many places that I've gone to and seen, sorry for the inconvenience and lack of toilet paper is put it on the sign. I need to take a picture of that the next time I see that. Oh, you put a dead Milwaukee battery on a charger for 10 minutes and will show full charge, but only have about quarter of the power it usually does. I tell you what, I don't know what charger or Milwaukee battery that you're using, but I cannot put a Milwaukee battery on a charger for 10 minutes and expect it to be charged. It will not happen. It does not happen. Whether you're talking about M18 or M12, no. You have to have that thing on there for like a half an hour at least. And the deep cycle of charge to those definitely helps. So if you have a battery that sits on a charger for like a half an hour, 40 minutes, or you have a battery that sits on the charger overnight, they're the same health of battery. The one that's overnight, because it goes through a deep cycle charge, is always going to last more and work a lot better. So I don't know. Just heads up on that. What is my favorite thing to do as a mechanic? Yours is doing brakes. I do not like doing heavy line work very much. I don't like taking, not because I don't like heavy line work, but because I get bored of working on the same thing for more than 4 or 5 hours at a time. That kind of sucks. My favorite thing to do, I would have to say, in the shop is doing electrical diagnostics, because nobody else likes doing it. It pays really well. I like working on conversion vans. I know you won't hear people say that thing very often at all. I like working on conversion vans because the people pay the most to work on those, because nobody else wants to work on them. Nobody else wants to touch them, because every single one of those vans that are made are pretty custom. You kind of have to just know the manufacturers and know who outfitted them to know where the problems and the issues are. But it's one of those things, once you get good at something and you're understanding how the thing works, it gets a lot of fun on that one. Diagnostics, though, is what I enjoy doing. Figuring something out and understanding that I know that what I found is the for sure fix before I take a quote to the service writer of a customer. And I think that is one of the best feelings, to know that something that I have done 100% can guarantee that this will definitely fix whatever issue, especially if it's a hard one. Like I was digging through harness issues on I think it was a Ram a couple of weeks back. Ended up a bunch of places put a different valve on it, purge solenoid, this and that, and I ended up finding a mouse had chewed through part of the way through a wire that went on top of the tank that went to the eSIM switch. So every once in a while it would work and then not work, and then touch the tank and not work. So that is really cool to know that something that you're diagnosing actually works. Chris hates working on anything 3500 and up. I don't know. I like working on the 45s and 5500s again. They pay great. They pay freaking awesome. But again, the big heavy line stuff, like if I have to pull an engine apart in one, no. I don't enjoy that as much. I can do it and I will do it, but I don't like doing it. It takes too much time. I would much rather have 3 or 4 short 1 or 2 hour jobs than 1 5 or 6 hour job. Much rather do that. Now, some of the vehicles that I'm really used to doing, especially in the dealership life, where I'm used to seeing Hemi engines, and I've had a Hemi or a 3.6 liter engine apart 300 times before. I know exactly what the things are. I know exactly what I'm gonna find when I take it apart. It's more along the lines of going through the repetition on that one. Like if I know that I've got a tick and a Hemi, which I showed that I have right now in an '03 Ram. So I've got the heads pulled on an '03 Ram right now, and that one I can have those heads off and down to pulling the lifters and even getting ready to take the front cover off in like 40-45 minutes. It does not take that much effort at all. Electrical issues, yeah, definitely. Do I get all the hard shit that nobody else can figure out? Yes. I am the shop foreman in the shop, and I have all the transmission, electrical, most of the diagnostic background in my dealership, and I am the one who gets that, as well as probably 90% of the comebacks, because if the other technician didn't have the time or didn't have the, I guess, common sense to diagnose it correctly in the first place, they're not going to give them this second shot at doing that. So they pay me to do the correct diagnostic and find out what's wrong with it, and the other techs would get back flagged for incorrect diagnostics if I find out that it was just totally they threw a part at it or didn't go through a correct diagnostic process. So that's what I do in my shop most of the time. So I was waiting till Monday or Tuesday to get your big toolbox. I was really hoping to get it today, but things happen. What kind of big toolbox? I love toolboxes. Dude, JC, I have those weeks where everything that I go to take apart just fights me. I had a Jeep Liberty. Thankfully, it was not a customer unit. Had it in the shop for going on 3 weeks. I just got it out on Thursday this last week, but it was in the shop for 3 weeks. And it was one of those things that was horrendous. Ohio rust, and everything I touched on that thing fell apart, broke apart, wouldn't come apart. It needed an axle, but of course the axle nut was just literally a pile of dust and rust. It was not going to come apart. So I ended up having to put an axle, hub, a spindle, a backing plate, all the hardware, everything on the left front. The sway bar link, I had to cut that one off, wouldn't come out of the spindle. It was a nightmare. It was one of those things, everything I touched. Every caliper was seized, every caliper bolt broke off. The trans pan, halfway through doing the job, it was sitting there on the rack. The trans pan rusted through enough to start leaking in the middle of just sitting on the rack. That's how crap it was. Winston said, are you a master tech? I am a master certified technician. I am master certified through Chrysler, and I have master certification in ASE. I have my L1 certification as well. Working on new Chevy. Hey, take care of the 4500s. Yeah, those new 4500s. Gotta have that fleet work. Gotta have that fleet maintenance. Dropping gas tanks. I don't hate doing that as much. It's not that bad, but everybody in the rest of the dealership hates it because our shop is not separate from the dealership. There's only one hallway between our shop and the customer waiting area. So every time we do anything with fuel, gasoline, it pretty much it just pisses them off big time. This year I have a couple of ASEs expiring. I know they're gonna have an extension on them, but I need to go do them. I want to say like my brakes and suspension, something like that, expires this year. Yeah, I should probably do that. I do, Justin. I like the look of the Matco Rebels. Flat Rate Masters toolbox. I like that one. That is a pretty nice looking box, I'd have to say. Doing glow plugs in an LOI Duramax. Blew a head gasket while it was warming up in the shop. I had just about Truckmaster up in the house. What is this? We had Dalton in here earlier, and now we got Truckmaster up in here. Man, this is the place to be tonight. All these cool YouTubers. If you guys don't know, Truckmaster, he is the Duramax king. He is, if you look up Duramax on YouTube, that's the guy that it takes you to. He is the bee's knees when it comes to the Dirty Maxes. What do you got now, Josh? You better part of 300, 400, you up to 500 videos on YouTube now? Freaking killing it. Go and check him out, definitely. Oh, JC said he's got the video to prove it. Joey, you mean a Cummins? The Cummins Ram? Highest mileage I have seen on a Ram. It had rolled over 1 million and was at like 100,100 miles. And the funny thing was, it was not that old of a truck. It was like a 2015, 2014, something like that. It's just, that truck never shut off. It is always going. It was on its second motor, and it was still freaking ticking. Now, this motor was probably on the end of its line, but it was on its second motor. He's like, dude, I just keep this thing rolling. I do whatever the service guys tell me to do, and it keeps on paying the bills. So he just kept on rolling down the road in it. So yeah, it was just over 1.1 on those. Pretty sweet. Should change my name to Tool Master, the master of the tools, my wall of tools. I do enjoy my tools. I do, very, very much. Yep, definitely. And if you guys haven't hit the like button, we got 70 people in here and only 19 likes. And come on, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Let's see that number go up. We need to see that one rock and roll. Truckmaster, we actually had a couple of people earlier asking about the truck show in June. I know that we have kind of postponed things from what I've heard lately. Things of, obviously are unknown and unsettled. But are we still going to do some kind of a truck show this year if that one doesn't happen? Can we get that knowledge from the Truckmaster up in the air? Probably August. Hey, August is a good time. I like any day. August sounds like a really good time. It's nice and warm then. It's not cold. There's not snow on the ground. That nasty 4-letter word that Ohio likes to spit from the skies. I hate freaking snow. Absolutely hate it. We saw snow this last week. Thursday or Wednesday. I don't know, this COVID stuff. It's got your days just kind of all just rolling together. Kind of weird. Javier says, great video on the jump packs. So, I want to talk about this one a little bit. And I want to hear your guys' opinion, because there's like 60 or 70 people in here on jump packs. I did a video. If you guys have not seen that one, put it out. I put one out last night, and then I kind of had to adjust part of the video because I'll go into that one here in a minute. But I reposted it today. Pretty much the same video on the jump packs between the Genius Boost. I had the GB70, the GB150, and the new SP Tools high density jump pack. And it was probably one of the most eye-opening tests that I ever have done. And these Genius Boost jump packs lately have, especially with newer trucks, it takes a lot more juice to start up these bigger trucks, the diesels and everything. But I want to know, in your guys' experience, especially with if you own the Genius Boost line, JC, if you have, what do you use for jump packs, and what kind of experience are you getting with these? Because I get a really, really mixed, I guess, signals from people who own the Genius Boost line of things. Some people say, dude, this will jump my Duramax any day of the week. This will not touch my Duramax. If my Duramax has anything less than 11.5 volts, this thing will not jump start it. Guaranteed. With both batteries on it, Will not do it. Not even going to try. And then the GB150, if you guys saw in the video, and these people are saying, hey, if you don't push the boost button before this, everyone's got a weird kind of mix of things that you have to turn the boost button on before you connect the clamps. No, you connect one clamp, then push the boost button. No, I have used this jump pack every single way, shape, and form that it could possibly get used for. And it does not change the fact that this jump pack does not put out over 11.5 volts. Does not do it. This jump pack is 2 months old, and we have one exactly like it in the shop that we got 3 weeks ago, and it does the exact same thing. Brand new Genius Boost GB150, and it will not jump start any new Cummins or any of the big Duramaxes if they are below like 9 volts. Does not happen. Let's see. You have the Snap-on jump pack. All the ATD one that has the big jumper cables. Oh, there you go. I've heard that the Snap-on ones are really good for that one. They seem pretty nice. They're pretty pricey. But I've heard that they do a good job on jumping. They're also a lot more bulky too. But dude, the SP one that I did the review on today, which is, here's the case for it. It's in my truck now because I'm holding that in my truck. That's the one I did the review on. That was the coolest, most eye-opening test that I have ever done. And I know that there's all kinds of haters. I put out, so here's the story. Last night, I put out this video and I showed me, the camera, looking at the Duramax and looking under the engine, and I hooked up the cables for this and the meter on the truck, hooking them up to the same place, the same jump packs every single time, and it showed these results that are on the video. And then I get to looking at it, and I go to the SP one and I hooked that one up, and as I'm walking away, I've got like this $12 meter, this little Innova. Trying not to spill my beer here. I got this little Innova $12 meter that I had put on the battery, and then one of the leads tapped off when I went to crank the truck, and somebody thought that in the time that I hooked up the jump pack and I walked past the fender, because the camera was not facing a second battery, that because you couldn't see the voltage on that battery, that somebody else sneakily jumped up over the fender and put another jump pack on the second battery to be able to start that truck with that other jump pack. Boy, you guys have some freaking idea of, if people want to pull one over on you, they do not have to try. That is absolutely asinine. It is absolutely stupid to think that somebody would go through that much effort to do that. It was ridiculous. So this morning I decided, you know what? This is one of those things where I like this video and I like this product a lot. It really, really works. This SP Jump Start is one of the best ones that I've ever seen, ever reviewed, ever used. So I want to give everything that's due purpose and it's due right, and I wanted to give that Genius Boost the best possible way that it had. So I set up a camera at a different angle. The problem was the stand isn't high enough to actually see down in my engine bay. So I got a stand and I freaking made the stand. If you could see this one, I had a mattress with a table set on top of it with my camera on a stand so that could actually see down into the engine bay. So I did that one, and so I unhooked the second battery and kept it in the camera angle so you could see that nobody hooked that cable back up, or nobody was like a sneaky ninja, jumped up over the fender and put a jump pack on it when I, wanted to use this other jump pack. No. So it showed everything, saw me hooking it up to the jump post at the same exact time, and hooked everything up, and it got the same freaking results. The same exact results. So hopefully it shut up some of the people who were all, angry and butthurt about it. I hit the boost button on the Genius Boost, And it doesn't matter. That boost button does not mean that that thing is going to put out any more voltage. Even if you hit the boost button before you hook it up to the clamps, you hook one clamp up and push the boost button before, it doesn't matter. It's not going to put out enough voltage, enough amperage to jump that truck. For you guys who are knowing and using it, just have to say that. Who do you buy SP tools through? I'm in Rochester, Minnesota. We only have Snap-on and Cornwall coming to the shop. SP Tools does not have a truck unless you live in, is it Georgia? No, Alabama. Southern Alabama is where they're at. So yeah, Southern Alabama is where they have it. It's all online. sptoolsusa.com. Some channels are all about drama, and now channels up. People need to grow up. And yeah, I know exactly what I mean. Yeah, there's a lot of people that'll go through and whatever. They like to stir up a lot of drama, and not all about that one at all. Not even close to being it. So I like to be as thorough and as transparent as I possibly can. It does not bug me at all to have people leaving whatever comments. I don't like deleting comments unless people are absolutely just hateful, rude, and leave just asinine stuff that's untrue on my page. Everyone is totally welcome to their own opinion. I don't like deleting comments, and I don't like blocking anybody at all. It's just not what I do. People can have their own opinion of me. They're just like, yeah, this guy's working con artists. You can say that. You can say whatever you want. Unless you're getting snotty and nasty and anything like that, whatever. You can say whatever you want. It's a free world, and that's what I believe in. It's just me. You need to hit boost up, boost down, boost left, boost right, right, select, start, and then it can jump the truck. I like that one. I'm going to have to keep that one as FYL. This is how you have to use this jump pack. Yeah, it has to be, I don't get it. These jump packs should not have, even if that was to the point where that is what you had to do to get that Genius boost to jump my truck, why should I have to turn this on, hold this, bypass this, then hook this one up, hold the bypass button again, and then hook this one up? Why would you have to do that one? Why can this freaking $300 jump pack go through and have to cause that one? I don't get it. Why would it have to do that if that was even the case? It is not. Whatever. But that is what it is. We'll put it this way. That SP one, so they sent me that one. I did receive this one for testing. They sent it to me. I'm not getting paid on it at all. I don't receive money for that one. I bought a second one. I bought another one because I want to have one in my truck, because I know for a fact, I did the video, I know for a fact that that one will jump my truck at the deadest point of only having one single battery. So I'm like, well, that is the only jump pack that I have had as of recently that I have that guarantee that I know that it will work in whatever vehicle that I am driving. So have one ordered for my truck, and I'm going to have one for at the shop. So that'll be very nice. Fine, I'll make untrue comments. I'm totally 6'6", 255, and a total badass. Everyday Fleet Tech. Freaking cracking me up. Oh, man. That's a good one. You're what? 5'11"? 5'9" and a fourth? You gotta add that fourth because it really counts. Oh, man. Thanks, LB7. Good seeing you, bud. Oh, sitting by the fire too. That's the other hard thing right now. In the housing development that I live by, dude, there's like probably 5 or 6 people out right now that have fires and camp, whatever stuff going on with their family. I miss it. We just haven't had the time for it. My son, he is 9, and he has been fiending something awful for going camping. At my house, I do not have a yard. I don't have a backyard or anything to even do like pretend camping. Like, hey, I'm gonna set up a little tent and you can go out back and camp for the night. I don't even have enough yard to be able to do that. So I am waiting so diligently to be able to take him out to one of the local campgrounds when they actually reopen here sometime soon, because he has been wanting to so bad. But this way, every time we even bring up the word Walmart, he asks, "Are you buying a tent? Are you gonna buy a tent today? Can we go camping?" It kills me every time to hear him say that. It just sucks. Sipping on that beer. Well, we got a Monday coming up tomorrow. I have to say, not really looking forward to it. It's one of those things where this weekend was pretty nice, not doing a whole lot. Didn't last long enough. Not even close. BSS Small Engines in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. It is. It's so saying, it sucks saying hard, no, giving a hard no to your kids. And you're just like, man, I really, really want to. And they don't always understand. They're like, I don't get it. There's outside right there. Why can't we go outside and go camping? I said, well, we don't own that property. That is not our property. And the douchebag who owns whatever land over there won't let people on it. And I said, we don't own that land. We can't go over there and camp. Okay, well, can we go to a place that we camp? Right now, I'm sorry. We can't do that one because the places are all closed and they don't let people do camping out in these areas right now either. So it sucks having to say no to him. So I'm trying to give him some kind of a countdown to it. So my son, he's autistic. So he is very attuned to schedules, countdowns, calendars, timers. He has to know an exact time frame for a lot of stuff. So I have been trying to give him some kind of a time frame, like, hopefully we'll know more on this day, buddy. You know, we can hopefully plan for it, something along those lines. But, you know, it is what it is. We're getting by. We're getting through. He's still happy. He's still healthy. That's all I can ask for. It really is. Supposed to be 93 degrees tomorrow. You know, rock sliders to install. That one's gonna be a fun one. You talking rock sliders like rock sliders on side by sides, or are you talking rock sliders on like a Jeep? You know, some of the rock slider foot pegs, or some rock sliding plates underneath of a vehicle. My oldest son also wants to learn guitar, so yeah, not trying to get. Going to the Guitar Center. There you go. I just saw this weekend, I was watching Shark Tank at one point, and that was something that was pretty cool. I saw a guy who brought out this sweet little invention on learning to play guitar in half the amount of time. And it had this adapter that goes over, and he, I want to say 5 or 6 string guitar, clips over it and has buttons on it. It would, I guess, relate it to Guitar Hero, I guess, for some kids, but has sections that would come off so it can wean you off of using that tool for learning to play guitar. It was pretty sweet. Like, even my sausage fingers could probably learn to play guitar with that little doodad. Pretty neat. I like seeing those new cool things coming out on the market. Innovation is what the Americas are all about. All for your CJ7? Sweet. Heck yeah. You doing some rock climbing with your CJ? Growing up, my mom owned a CJ5, and that was pretty sweet. It was an old white Jeep, and it wasn't like nice clean white. It was like it's been buried in the mud 37 times and let sit out over the weekend kind of white. So I just remember that when I talk about older Jeeps. What Everyday Fleet Tech played in a few metal bands. I don't believe it. Because to be a real metal band, you have to have long hair. One thing you don't have is long hair. Now, if you can come up with a picture of Chad, the Everyday Fleet Tech, with long metal band hair, I will shit a brick on that one. Oh, your 17 Chevy HD sits at home, and I daily drive my Willys in my CJ7. That's what I'm talking about. You know why? Just because, and I like it. Absolutely love it. It's cool to hear that one. I want to say that I might have heard that, Chad. That's funny. That is funny. Well, guys, tell you what, it's been cool hanging out. I actually need to get a little bit of this stuff cleaned up, though. It's been nice being able to hang out with you dudes. You used to have hair down in the middle of your back? What? No, you didn't, James. No, you didn't. I need to see these pictures. You guys are freaking cracking me up, and I need to see these. But I am going to be getting off of here. I want to go inside and spend some more time with the family. Spend some time with them. What did this say? Is that Ryobi vacuum cleaner? Belt sander? It's hard to tell. So that one is a Ryobi pool vacuum. It has an attachment, big wide base for my swimming pool that cleans the bottom of my pool, and that is a clear case that goes around the battery in the back of it. So yeah, I like the Ryobi line of tools for here at home. I don't use them very often because I don't have to, so they hold up for what I really need to do and everything. I love them. I actually do have a Ryobi vacuum sitting right there for cleaning up the floor there in the kitchen. So funny enough. But anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate all the help, love, and support that you guys have. I have an amazing support base, and I really do appreciate it. You guys don't understand the support that I get from a lot of you guys that are here thick and thin. It makes it really nice to be able to do a lot of these hangouts and a lot of these videos. Hopefully we're going to be getting back into the swing of things springtime, doing more giveaways this year than we have pretty much any time. So lots of giveaways are going to be coming up here also. So yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Really, really do. So you guys definitely come back. Stay tuned in this week. We're going to have some really cool videos. Oh, I did want to have to tell you what is coming up. I didn't say that one. We're going to be doing some unboxing and reviews for a brand new scan tool unit that I have kind of picked up from Texa Diagnostics. So you guys don't know Texa, they're really big on bigger trucks, heavy duty things, but they have decided that they wanted to step into the automotive market also. And they're going to be rocking in with some sweet scan tool stuff. So I'm going to be going in through that this week. It'll be a pretty good time. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. We're going to get that rolling in this week. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you have an awesome rest of your weekend. And you guys take it easy. We will catch you on